I stumbled upon VONGON just before we left for Berlin and was amazed by their distinct, effortless aesthetic. Founded in 2020 by engineer and musician Ryan McGill, VONGON emerged from McGill's passion for both music and technology. Each unit is handmade in his Oakland studio, combining vintage-inspired designs with intuitive interfaces. I had the pleasure of meeting Ryan at Superbooth in Berlin, chatting with him about their inventive pedals and the Replay, a gorgeous polyphonic synth with a multi-mode arpeggiator. So you're Ryan from VONGON?
Yes, Ryan from VONGON. We're based in Northern California. VONGON is me and my wife, Katie.
Yep.
She's running around here somewhere at the moment. It's just us two. We make all of our pedals in our house, and our synthesizer is made by a manufacturer local in California.
It seems quite vintage inspired. It's kind of retro aesthetic. I was wondering what the inspirations were for the design itself.
Yeah, totally. Well, we look to a lot of designs of the mid-century and mid-century modern eras, influences. My wife Katie has experience in doing interior design. So we kind of collaborate together about how the products will look and feel together that way. I handle more of the sound design and the technical components.
Okay.
Like that.
And I watched some of your videos to promote the synth online, and I was struck by how unique the aesthetic was there as well, with the claymations and everything. Yeah, amazing stuff.
Thank you.
So it's just you and your wife that make these synths and manufacture them?
Yeah, it's just us two. That's what we try to tell everyone, because we don't have a big customer service department or anything like that. Everyone that emails our company, I reply to.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we walk through a bit of what the synth is capable of?
Yeah, happy to. So the synth is it's a 6-voice polyphonic synthesizer. All of our products underneath are digital in nature, but I love old analog gear, and that's essence is what I'm always trying to capture whenever I'm designing these things. The synthesizer is sonically emulating synthesizers that were popular in the early 80s, like the Roland Juno and Korg Poly 6. The idea is to create a polyphonic synthesizer that is kind of like your bread and butter sound design parameters. Not way too many sound design parameters to overwhelm you, but not too few to constrain you. It's kind of what we're trying to place it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can we walk through some of the sounds?
Yeah, sure. So right now, let's see, we've got a sawtooth wave going, and the most fun thing to use with the synth is the arpeggiator, so I'll turn that on. The filter is modeled after a Moog ladder filter, and it's supposed to be just nice and warm and what you would expect from a synthesizer from that era kind of thing. Yeah. There's a noise generator as well, and you can use the noise with the resonant filter to kind of get resonant noise peaks. Trying to generate that now. And there's also a square wave oscillator, and we can use the pulse width modulation to kind of modulate that square wave and create some chorusing type sounds like that. just press random notes. That's what you should do. Yeah.
Nice. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Harks back to like a very much an 80s sound.
Absolutely. That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
And then we have our effects pedals too. Just a big reverb pedal called the Ultra Shear, which is kind of going after some of the early lexicon reverbs, like the late 70s. Those like big synthetic plate reverb sounds, early digital stuff. I love like early digital gear.
Yeah.
And then we also have another filter effect, which is the same filter on the synth, just with more modulation options and stuff. And then also a stereo delay, which again is kind of looking at like some lexicon delays from the late 70s, like the prime time stuff, and has like independent delay times to the left and right side, so that it creates just a bigger stereo space for you.
Yeah.
And the delay times can be swept from 85 milliseconds to 22 seconds with either the style that is like a pitch varispeed effect, like you hear that kind of sound, or it can be swept with the time knob where it crossfades the delay, and you will not, whenever you use sorry, it's a little chaotic right now, but whenever you use the time knob with the crossfading, it doesn't pitch bend the delays, so it can create, it's really useful for creating experimental like sound loops. So like maybe not so focused on tempo synced, but just more randomized loops.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So this is I was going to ask what's next for VONGON, but I guess this is the next thing that's coming up, the black version.
Yes, so the black replay is the same exact instrument as what I'm playing here. It's just in a new color. That's going to be coming out in about 2 weeks. And we make all of our products, like I said, in small batches. So if those go away, we will make more. It takes us time. The key caps on this synthesizer are labeled. The synthesizer has like secondary functions and configurations to change modulation modes and just give you a little more sound design capabilities. All of those options are available on synthesizer at all time, but we're going to offer this product called Replay Accessory Pack. That's going to be these labeled keycaps that you can add to your synth if you like. And it has a tool that you can use that's made specifically for removing the keycaps. And you can also change the switches on the key bed. And the switches are Cherry MX style switches. And if you look at like the boutique keyboard world, there's like a bazillion different types of switches that you can use for those keyboards that have different like tactile feels and like clickiness or silence. So you can customize the key bed that way.
Right.
And and then beyond that, we're going to make more effects and more synths and studio recorders and microphones and speakers.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you quite in demand at the moment? Are you struggling with the amount of demand for the synth, or is it quite?
We are very happily getting orders for the synthesizer.
Great.
I think it's VONGON started in 2020. We've been doing it for 5 years now. We've just been steadily growing each year, and our hope is just to keep that trend going and keep trying to design objects that we like, and we hope other people will like.
Amazing. I think that's a great way to end it. Cool. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope the sound is okay. That was a bit chaotic at one point. A lot of stuff going on here.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. Bye. Thank you.
Peace.